Welcome back guys, and in this video we are going to take a look at the requirements for crafting the special armor. I plan to do several more videos covering the weapons and the boots as well, and afterwards we will take a closer look at the new armor combinations, be it for building speed, for knowledge speed, or for specific troop types. So first up is Björn's armor, and as you can see you need 21 million silver in order to craft this, as well as a torn cloth, a cliff rock, a brown helmet, and a Loki's cloak. So the torn cloth comes from the Hun, the cliff rock is from the cave lion, the man eater is required to construct the brown helmet, for which you need a oak bark, a rough bristle, one set of bare bones, and leather. And the Loki's cloak is a standard piece of equipment that you can craft using 310,000 silver, 3 pieces of rope, and 1 piece of cotton. The advantage of this particular armor is that it has the highest building speed bonus out of all the armors that are available in the game, as well as it has lumber, stone, and iron production all at 60%. So you can use this for resource production as well if you are producing all of these 3 types of resources together. So next up we have Eric's armor, and for this you need 23.9 million silver, 1 chainmail piece, 1 arrow shaft, 1 lion's pelt, and 1 of killer's chainmail. So the Kaza gives rise to the chainmail piece as well as the arrow shaft. The cave lion is required to build the lion's pelt, which in turn requires 2 million silver, 1 piece of durable leather, 1 white sand, 1 of lion's wool, and 1 cliff rock. The killer's chainmail, of course, is a standard piece of gear for which you need 380,000 silver, 2 pieces of feather, 1 piece of rope, and 1 leather. The specificity of this set of armor is that it provides a bonus for kilo troops, and the fourth attribute being a 22% marching speed. So next we have the Harald's breastplate, and for which you require a rope, a glass, 1 ancient armor, and 1 executioner's armor. All these are standard items as well as standard armors. So let's take a look at the standard armors that we need. The executioner's armor, you need 30,000 silver, 1 piece of rope, and 2 feathers. Whereas for the ancient armor, you need 500,000 silver, 1 feather, 1 rope, and 2 hides. And the specificity of this particular armor set is that it gives us a cavalry troop bonus and a march speed bonus of 18%. So let's take a look at the requirements for Ivar's jacket. You need 19.1 million silver, 1 sword hilt, 1 lynx hide, and 1 ceremonial chainmail. So the Saracen gives rise to the sword hilt. Then you need the lynx to craft the lynx hide, for which you again require 2 million silver, 1 set of lynx fur, 1 oak handle, 1 piece of leather strap, and 1 raw hide. The ceremonial chainmail is a standard piece of gear, so for that you need 40,000 silver, as well as 1 feather and 1 steel. The advantage of the Ivar's jacket is that it gives the highest training speed out of all the equipment that is currently available. Even though it has a learning speed of 20%, the Daredevil's armor has 25.2% learning speed if I remember correctly. So that armor is better for learning speed. And this also gives an additional bonus in lumber and stone production as well. So what are the requirements for Leif's vest? So you need 16.8 million silver, 1 old belt, 1 bear's coat, and 1 herdman's chainmail. So the old belt comes from the Hun. The man eater is required for the bear coat. Again, its individual requirements are 1.1 million silver, 1 oak bark, 1 rough bristle, 1 of the forest moss, and 1 lead. The herdman's chainmail is a standard piece of gear which you can craft for 210,000 silver, 1 piece of cotton, and 2 pieces or 2 feathers. And the specific stats for the Leif's vest is that it gives a siege troop bonus and a additional 20% march speed at the legendary level. So let's take a look at the Olaf's armor. For this you need 19.1 million silver, 1 green scale, 1 copper helmet, and 1 leather gambeson. The green scale comes from the serpent. You need the celt to craft the copper helmet, so you need another 2 million silver and 2 poleaxe blades and 2 copper ingots. Then the leather gambeson is a standard piece of equipment for which you need 1 piece of leather and 1 piece of cotton. The specialty of the Olaf's armor is that it has a relatively higher rate of silver production. Its other attributes are inferior to the other types of armor which you can use. For example, it has a lower training speed of 12%, which is even lower than the step kaftan, and the learning speed is 20%, which is lower than the Daredevil's armor. Iron production, of course, is again lower than the Bear's armor, which is good for iron production. Next up, we have the Ragnar's Chainmail, for which you need 5.7 million silver, 1 reinforced chainmail, 1 battle axe, and once again another leather gambeson. So all the three requirements are of standard gear. So the reinforced chainmail you need 500,000 silver, 1 piece of leather, 3 pieces of steel. Whereas for the battle axe you need 7,500 silver, 1 feather, 1 steel, and 1 lead. For the leather gambeson, of course, you need 20,000 silver, followed by 1 leather and 1 piece of cotton. The specialty of this piece of armor is that it gives a bonus for melee troops as well as an 18% bonus in marching speed. And at the end, we have the Sigurd's Cloak, for which you need 21 million silver, 1 clover, 1 serpent poison, 1 of Hound's armor, and 1 of Destroyer's armor. The clover comes from the celt. The serpent is needed for the serpent poison. The hounds are needed to craft the hound's armor, for which you need another 900,000 silver, 1 steel chain, 1 set of rusty spikes, 1 fur cloth, and 1 hide. The destroyer's armor is a standard piece of gear. For crafting that you need 1 feather, 2 pieces of steel, 1 lead, and 420,000 silver. The specialty of Sigurd's cloak is that it gives scout troop bonuses as well as a 22% march speed bonus. So, if you guys are not aware that Plarium is conducting a vote to select the third invader every week on their Facebook page, so please go there and vote for specific invaders that you need to craft the special equipment. Make sure your entire clan is involved, and as a suggestion I would say avoid voting for the 4 new invaders. Those are the Saracen, the Lynx, the Royal Guardsman, and the Northern Vulture, because invariably one of those will always appear in the global map chosen at random by Plarium. So use your vote for the rare invaders like the Wild Bow, for example, which you need to craft the sword that gives a really high knowledge benefit. And as a suggestion, also make sure that you finish the build speed, the knowledge speed, and the training speed equipment first, because that will benefit your entire clan, especially the lower level members who will need these to rapidly grow their castles. After you have finished these armor sets, then you can look at the troop specific sets, because for the moment there is no rush to get these pieces of armor, because the Saracen and the Lynx armor, they do a relatively decent job of providing attack and defense respectively. So once again guys, thanks for joining my videos. Please leave a like if you have enjoyed the video, and if you have suggestions for the future videos, please leave that in the comments, and see you again soon.